everyone, it's Jess Martin here, and I've been grateful to get tons of responses from my Ask a Question form that I put on my website. So here's our first question that I'll be answering today, and it's from Chelsea. Chelsea says, "Hi Jessica, I'm training a young male Malinois, and he has little regard for his well-being. He is a strong and fast dog, and we have worked a year on foundation jumping and handling. He can be a bulldozer with bars and jump wings. Once he jumped through a PVC wing, it got stuck around his waist and he didn't notice until he was stopped trying to enter the tunnel. He rarely knocks bars on more complicated moves. I have really worked on his jumping skills to be independent if ever I get ahead, especially on a straight line. He always bulldozes to catch up. More often, he is knocking the wings than the actual jump bars. I have done a lot of proofing on one jump, trying to make him drop the bar with lots of distractions. I have done proofing with him higher than 26 because of his French ring training. I think his jumping style is nice. He can wrap very well, but he's more likely to knock bars in extension than collection. He can just be so reckless. What things can I work on to help him zone in to think about his surroundings?" Well, Chelsea, this is a great question, and I'm glad to hear that you've already done a lot of proofing on the bars, because that's something that I definitely train with my dogs, especially my fast border collie that doesn't necessarily care about his well-being either. So proofing the bar, making sure they really understand that the bar coming down is not what you're looking for, is always a great tool. You said you proofed a lot on one jump, but then he tends to have issues with the acceleration. So what I would try to do is to proof really straight lines. So setting up a straight line of jumps maybe to a tunnel and just racing him as hard as you can, and when he drops the bar, stopping him. And you can make him lie down or reconnect in some way. And then restarting again, making sure that you praise and you reward him when he leaves the bars up. The other piece that I would recommend doing, since he is touching the wings, is teaching him to wrap an object that falls over very easily. So I usually use plungers for this, simply because they're freestanding, but if the dog taps them, they tend to fall over. And what I would do is just teach him to wrap this object, and if it comes down, again, the game stops. This way he actually learns that touching things while he's wrapping them or turning to look at you, that touching things is not what you want, and that he has to actually work to leave those objects up. A wing is a lot more stable, so he can kind of hit it a little bit without it falling over. So when I'm doing this, I always use objects that fall over really easily just to get the dog to pay attention. Again, I would always reward when the dog keeps it up and mark with a verbal, "Yes, that's what I wanted," so that the dog understands that that's exactly what you will need him to do. I hope this helps. I'm looking forward to the rest of your training questions. I'll be answering another one tomorrow, so stay tuned. From Agile Dog Training, this is Jess Martin. Happy training.